could be no hope. So just look inside. There's an answer waiting, because you and I, we were created to love, created to love. We've got one chance to make a change in the world around us that's falling down, because we've got one life to live. So take every moment and seize the day.
You sent us the emails and we listened. Our leading plastic surgeons, Dr. Kara and Dr. Brian, on the set tonight to answer a little Q&A. Welcome to the set.
Thank you, Deborah.
We're excited as always to have you.
Thank you.
And we get so many emails from our fabulous audience wanting to know just a few Q&A. And I thought, why not hang with it tonight, right?
Great.
Absolutely.
So the first question we're just going to start with is about vaginal rejuvenation.
Jump right in.
Jump right in. Why not? Who wants to take this one?
I'll start.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about vaginal rejuvenation. Who would be a good candidate? What the procedure is. I know
Okay.
there's a couple, surgical and non-surgical. How long it will last and the cost.
Okay.
All of that.
Easy. So basically we're talking about surgical treatment versus laser. All right. So the surgical treatment would be either labiaplasty, vaginoplasty, or a combination of both. That surgery takes about 1 to 2 hours in the operating room. It's done under general anesthesia. As far as recovery afterwards, the sutures are all dissolvable. Patients do extremely well in terms of pain control. You'd think it'd be a pretty painful procedure
would
considering,
think.
but patients do very, very well with it. Usually back to work within about 3 to 5 days. The only restrictions after surgery are no getting your heart rate up for the first 2 weeks and no sexual activity or tampon use for 6 weeks after surgery.
And maybe explain what that surgery does.
So labiaplasty will decrease the size and length of the labia minora, the non-hair-bearing labia, so that when you're standing, nothing's protruding. Vaginoplasty tightens the vaginal introitus, so the vagina. So after childbirth, normal aging, sometimes just genetics, that will tighten that whole area up surgically by removing tissue and tightening the muscle. What the laser does is it changes the quality of the tissue. So no matter what I do surgically, the Diva laser, which is the laser that we have, is able to treat the quality of the tissue. So you can have tissue retraction in terms of tightening. You can have improvement in overall symptoms that go on with menopause, aging, postpartum, and cancer treatment. So if somebody has dryness, urinary incontinence, pain with sexual activity, thinning of the vaginal wall.
All the things that happen
All of those
when you're over
things.
50, just want to say. All of them.
That laser takes 5 minutes, and usually we have the patients do 2 treatments. It is something that might require maintenance, maybe once a year, once every other year, but we go with patient symptomology. So that laser can tighten and change the quality of the tissue. It's not going to be as significant as surgical treatment, sort of like facelift versus an aggressive laser of the face, but it is an excellent option, and there's no downtime from it. Patients may have spotting for a couple of days.
And that is a great answer for surgical and non-surgical for the other set of lips that we have, ladies. So I love that because it kind of gives you for both what you want to do, the downtime, and everything involved with it. Next question to you, Brian. Crepiness on the legs that just really bother one of our viewers, and I understand. I've seen a lot of ladies have that.
It's a very common area. It's a very common concern, and all my patients who are showing me the crepiness of their knees, I know they've been in the mirror, pulling up their knees and looking in the mirror and saying, "What can make my knees look like that?"
Right.
So unfortunately, nothing. So nothing can give you quite the tightness that we all used to have in our 20s.
Is it because you lose elasticity, or is it because they've lost weight, or is it a combination, or
That's
just
perfect.
aging?
Aging, sun, weight gain, weight loss. But we have a light-based laser. It's not truly a laser. It's called a BBL. And with 6 treatments, 2 weeks apart, it will tighten the collagen and can tighten the skin around your knees. And the results are pretty amazing because it's non-surgical. It takes about 20 minutes.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt, and it will tighten the skin around your knees. And the results are permanent. We're all going to continue aging after we have something done. And so it's going to be something that someone does, and maybe in a year or 2 they might want some touch-up treatments, but it will tighten the skin of the knees, and it's effective.
I love it.
It's called the Skin Tight.
Skin tight.
laser.
Those lasers are just revolutionary.
And I'll
I
tell
mean,
you-
lasers are the bomb.
The Skin Tight laser you can use pretty much anywhere on the body, and it's the same technology that you're using for the Diva. But I also have patients that say, ugh, I can't wear strapless dresses anymore because I've got the little creepiness here, or my elbows are bothering me. There's always something that goes to pot, So
Right.
it's a great laser that has no downtime that can treat those areas.
So I have a personal question for you, just between you and me. Do you go in at night and think and laser everything? 'Cause that's it. Like if I had use of a laser, I'd be like, oh my god, I would be like, honey, I'm going to the grocery store. I'd be in there laser in my arms, laser in my.
I am the worst because first of all, the thing's humping all day. Like somebody is our estheticians are using it all day long. I'll like try to block myself off some time, like cancel it and put a patient in. So yeah, if I do ever do a laser, it's after hours. But I'll tell you, the laser that I tend to really take the time to do is the Halo, and that laser I've done it's like 3 times now.
2 or 3.
So maybe every once a year, every 8 or 9 months. And that laser, we now have new technology with that laser that we can now do off-face uses.
So we can do body as well to tighten the skin of the body, to get rid of sunspots on the body. So not just the face. But
So do you go in and use it a lot?
I have not.
No,
It's hard
me
to make the
too.
time.
Oh, we're the
It's hard to
worst.
make the
It's
time.
silly.
Worse. Like, okay, then I'll just take your spot. How about that?
Yeah.
So speaking of sunspots, that's our next question.
Right.
Viewer has lots of sunspots, wants to know how to get rid of them, and will whatever the procedure is last permanently.
So when someone's talking about sunspots, there's a couple things they may be talking about. If they're true sunspots, you feel it and you don't feel anything, it's just pigmentation, that's a sunspot. If you run your finger over it and you can feel an edge to it, or that it's a little raised, that's different.
Little
The little-
sandpapery
The little crusties, keratoses.
barnacles.
You have to remove
Barnacles,
those barnacles.
So they have to be removed.
And we'll remove them in the office. Doesn't take very long, and they're gone forever. And it really brightens your skin. The sunspots we treat with laser. So once again, either the Halo laser that Kara was just talking about, or the BBL photo laser, and it can be used on any part of the body, and it'll get rid of sunspots. And it's permanent, although it may take a few treatments. And then if you're going to go back out in the sun, or you live in the south, you're going to make more sunspots.
Right.
But it's permanent. That's great.
Well, good, perfect. And the last question is about cellulite. One of our viewers emailed in that she works out, she does yoga, she's just everything right, she eats healthy, but she has cellulite that she's unhappy with on her belly and her legs. What can she do about that?
It's a tough problem, and we have been trying awful hard to try to figure out a really good way of treating that. And there are some things that are out there that are starting to be used to cut the bands that cause that cellulite. So what cellulite is, it's not like you're all of a sudden lumpy fat in that area. You have little bands of tissue from the underside of the skin down to the muscular layer. So almost like a pincushion. And so you get those dimples from where those bands are. So there are some treatments, cellulase being one of them, that will go in and try to disrupt those bands, cut those bands. Now they do tend to come back, they will. So it is something that might need to be done again. But something non-invasive is called endermology. And endermology is something, it's almost like a deep massage treatment. It suctions and stretches those bands so that they become less visible. So some patients who, if they've got a beach vacation coming up, they'll come in and they'll get endermology for a couple of weeks beforehand, stretching those bands, and it really does improve the appearance.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
And patients who are having liposuction, some of them end up with an improvement in the appearance of their cellulite. I'll be the first to tell them, I said, don't do this for your cellulite, but you may have an improvement, and some people do. But we're still looking for a treatment for cellulite.
Perfect.
Well, the laser does everything else.
Yes.
The next laser will probably do that, right?
Absolutely.
It's coming.
Yeah,
coming.
it's coming. So, well, thank you guys so much for stopping on the set. You're always amazing. Always, I love that you take the time after busy schedules of surgery and Office Days and kids and Movie Star Kids and Movie Star Lives to stop by the set. So thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you,
Deborah.
Deborah.
Keep those questions coming. We love it, and we love to get to the answers. So keep sending us the questions, and who knows, next time it might be your question.
To view this entire episode or to view other past episodes, please visit our podcast site at DeborahKennedyShow.com. You can view the complete episodes right on the website or subscribe to the show via iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. Thanks for watching.
We're so excited tonight to have our master designer, Mr. Zachary Luke. Bryce, are we excited?
We are so excited. He's going to light us up.
Yeah,
So.
he's going to light us up. It is the fabulousness of lamps.
Yes.
So that can make a really big difference in a room, right?
Lighting is a huge part of the room.
I know whenever I'm shopping for like lamps or something like that, you get overwhelmed because there's so many pretty ones, there's so many sizes, there's so many different shapes of shades and bases and all that. Walk us through what needs to go where in a
Okay,
room.
absolutely. So I'm going to start with the one in the front here. So this is a great size for a sofa table. It's small, you know, in both height and width. So most people now have the floating living room. So
Right.
they have a floating sofa.
Right.
And they do a sofa table behind it. So you don't want something that's going to break your view.
Okay.
So this is a great size for that. So I would recommend anything around that
How tall
range.
is that?
I don't know. It's like 18 inches tall or something.
Would you
which
put
is-
that on the end, in the middle, or where on that table? Or is
I
that
love
just-
two. So I'm a symmetrical
Okay,
designer.
okay.
So if I'm ever doing lamps, I always do
Always do
pairs.
two. Okay.
Yep.
Now, in an average living room, average size living room, what type of bulb would you put in there? How bright do you want that to be behind the sofa?
So in a family room, living room, I like a warmer color temperature. So usually it's like 2700 kelvins
Okay.
is what it's called. So you can find that on the back of the light bulb package.
great.
It tells you what the color temperature is. So a warmer color temperature in a living room or family room makes it more inviting. So
Nice.
something like that is
I
great.
like that inviting
I do.
warm.
I do too.
Spending time
It is.
together.
Yes,
Quality.
exactly. Yep.
Want
yep.
to or not?
Great.
Exactly. So then we'll move on to this one over here.
I love that one.
So I know I love this lamp. So
Very
this is
modern.
a great size for an end table. Now I have a similar one like this on my console table at my home. So
Okay.
your console table when you walk in your foyer,
Yeah.
a lot of people like to do their foyers now with an art piece or a mirror or something. Well, I love to frame it with a pair of lamps because
Yeah.
it just frames it and then you turn those on and it brightens up the art piece or it brightens up the mirror. Now it's also great for an end table, size-wise. Smaller end tables, has a smaller footprint, smaller body, smaller shade on it.
So generally, when you're putting them on an end table, a lot of times that's, you know, obviously for style, but it needs to be for function too, because a lot of people read when they're sitting there. So
Right.
is that something you adjust the bulb with that, you know, when you're putting that in, or is that something pretty standard when you're?
So,
Placing lamps.
so again, the color temperature, if it's in a family room, we want it to be warmer.
Okay.
And most, if you do the proper end table height, you do the proper height of the lamp, enough light will shine down on you as you're sitting on your sofa cuddled up reading your book.
Perfect.
So yeah, so
So,
that's
and I love the different shade on this one.
the oval shade.
I love it. And I think that you can, let's talk about changing the shades on your
Sure.
existing pieces.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So what's common now is the drum shade. I love a drum shade, I really do, but not all lamps will take it.
Right.
We'll go to this one next, but this couldn't take a drum shade.
Right.
Right. So you can change your own lamp shades yourself as long as they're within the same style of the lamp itself and size. So I always recommend bringing the lamp with you. Bring your lamp with you to
Yeah,
the store.
yeah.
It's not that hard.
Right.
Put it in your back seat.
Yes.
Put a seatbelt on it. Bring it to the
Yeah.
store with you and bring it in and try the shade right on it.
Makes
it's
sense.
it's super
Yep.
easy.
Yep.
And a lot of people, even I've had clients, you know, I have these 3 different shades and none of them work. Well, this is why.
So let's talk about this
Let's
lamp.
talk
This
about
is
this one.
very, very traditional.
It is a very traditional style. I love the hourglass shape on this, obviously, and then this pleated shade on it. So this is great for larger end tables.
Okay.
So that's, again, like I said, smaller end tables
Yeah.
over there, larger end tables over here, or bedroom lamps. So bedroom lamps, you want a little bit taller, a little bit bigger.
Why is that?
So usually nightstands are larger. So
Yeah.
you want a lamp that's
Okay.
going to match the size of your
It's all
of
about
your
balance of that,
nightstand.
right?
Absolutely, yeah. Plus taller, and a lot of people are doing taller headboards now.
Right.
Because you need some height on your lamp and some
Gotcha.
beef to it, is what I call it.
Some beef to it.
I love that.
Yeah,
Beef it up.
so
Beef it up.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so this is great, and it's just it's one I had, and it's just a really pretty lamp, and it's a great size for that.
And I love that you have so many different choices.
Yep.
Like this one's very architectural, very modern. This one is very architectural as well, and I think it's
Right.
very modern. And this one's very traditional. But the shades are so different.
The shades are, every shade is different. Yeah, this is almost like a mini drum shade on
love
this
that.
one. And I'm a designer that likes to mix my materials. So we have the acrylic base on that one, metal, stone, glass.
I love all that.
I love it.
Well, we have thrown shade. I
We
love
are.
it.
We are so excited. So we're excited that you stopped by the set tonight to light up our
Well, I love
lives.
it.
I like
Yes.
it. And so we hope we'll have you come back and show us a little more design tips because you're amazing.
Thank you
Zachary.
so much. Yes.
Yes.
So Zachary Luke lighting up our lives here on the Deborah Kennedy Show.
To view this entire episode or to view other past episodes, please visit our podcast site at deborahkennedyshow.com. You can view the complete episodes right on the website or subscribe to the show via iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. Thanks for watching.
If you are in the fashion, art, or entertainment industry and you would like to be a guest on the Deborah Kennedy Show, go to www.deborahkennedyshow.com and you can be a guest just like me.
Tonight we have our favorite flower diva stealing items from her garden and yours. And we have the amazing Bryce Carey. Yeah, in the house. It's like old school.
It is. It's fun.
We
I'm
hang out
excited
the
to
lines.
see what's in Carrie's garden and see how we can make it work.
Yeah.
So did these really come from your garden?
Yes, truly.
Okay. A few
Cross
of the,
my heart.
Cross your heart. None of your neighbor's gardens.
No,
All
no,
right.
no.
So we're going to start with something called the frog, right?
Yeah, this is kind of an old school kind of, before they invented Oasis and all of that to help the stems stay where they are. Plus, it's oh so nice because it holds the stems.
Oh, I like that. Did you get that, Bryce? Plus, it's oh so nice. Oasis, oh so nice.
I know, because it allows it to get water, whereas Oasis sometimes will clog stems and they won't last as long. So what we're going to do is nice, heavy, holds a lot of weight.
Okay.
So I'm just going to slip it right in here to our vase, just like that.
So just a quick question.
Sure.
If I try to do an arrangement and I didn't use Oasis or anything and I just wanted, to do the arrangement, put some rocks in the bottom, how much longer will it last if I use Oasis or the frog?
Actually, with the frog, it will last a lot longer than the Oasis because, like I said, the Oasis gets up, and a lot of the stems are hollow, so it jams the Oasis up into the stem and makes it very hard for it to suck the water up. And if it dries out, the Oasis doesn't necessarily always re-soak.
Okay. So
So-
the frog lasts a lot
And these
longer.
being old school, but they're still available. Something
Yes,
you can find.
yes.
Okay.
In fact, I just bought that at the local little craft shop.
Oh, great.
So yeah, they're still there. They even have glass ones, like really old timey ones. They have little glass with little circles and stuff. But I find that the pin ones just work
Holds
a little.
everything in place a little
yeah,
better.
yeah. So
So I just want to say, as we're getting started, how many years has it taken you to share with our audience and us out there that the frog is actually better than the Oasis that we've been using for all these years?
I know. It's like everything's recirculates, and
yeah.
now they're like trying to teach us to do more natural stuff and all of that. And they even have like chicken wire ball things and stuff. So they're trying to get away from Oasis.
All right, let's get started. We'll just say what's
Awesome.
old is new again.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll start with sunflower.
Yeah. I'm not going to take this overly big. I am going to start in the middle. I'm going to flat cut these just because it's easier for them to stick. And you're just going to press down.
So they have like little spots.
Yeah.
That,
Oh,
okay,
nice.
I like that.
Isn't that cool? It
I think
just
that works
stays
better
right
than
there.
Oasis.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
It's
it's
an
like if
angle.
you want to take it out and again, you're not poking
Putting
the
holes
holes.
in it, right.
I love
Yeah,
it.
and making it like Swiss cheese by the time you get done. So we're just
And
going to keep turning.
These are cute little flowers that, everybody loves a sunflower, that you can get
Yeah.
from your garden or from your local grocery store even to make your own nice little arrangement at home.
Yeah. What I will say though is this time of year, go ahead and support your local farmers market.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the
Unless
local
you have
farmers.
them in your garden.
Yes.
Of
yes.
course, if you have
It
your
doesn't
garden,
matter.
you're going to do that.
Whichever. So we're going to cut this down. Again, you still really need to make sure your greenery is out of the water.
Okay.
And you just pop him right in there.
I like the way it just pops.
I do too.
Yeah, just it's that.
So they make
simple.
those different sizes for different planters?
Yes, exactly. And this is just like a normal, like smaller size. It's not overly big. So I'm just gonna go in between the ones that I've got.
Okay.
We'll do one more. And if you want to pull me out that one, I want to show that one. Okay. You're all probably looking at this going, oh, it's dead, Carrie. Why are you using it?
I was thinking.
I'm going to show you. You can do that, he loves me not thing.
Yes.
And you pull these right off of here. And it looks like a really cool brown flower.
That's cool.
It does.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs two little eyes on it, though.
Yes. You
Emoji.
probably could. So I'm going to cut him kind of lower because he's really big and heavy. So I'm just
So he's not
kinda-
going to grow anything back. He's just going to be.
No. At that stage, it's probably better if you just kind of leave it on. Like I would normally leave that on the bush for the birds to get. The goldfinches love them. Okay, next is my very, very favorite flower. It's called a dahlia. It's my favorite.
Why is it your favorite?
I just think because it reminds me of my grandmother and my dad grows them and they're just so big and lovely and
they're not pink.
well these ones are not pink.
That's why she really loves them.
Don't get me wrong, pink is pretty.
Just enough is enough. It's all pink,
Yeah.
right? Bloods of pink.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah, so this one I really like the way its greenery is and stuff, so we're just gonna leave it natural. Do you wanna try?
I do.
All right, so you just stick it down in there.
Okay, I'm going to do a little angle. Oh, I like the way it just pops in that little. Love
Yep.
it. Just
Ta-da!
pops. Ta-da.
So very pretty. Ooh, and this one's really
I love that. I
pretty.
love this one. What is this one called?
I can't remember its variety name, but there's all sorts of different kinds, and there's different kinds.
But it's a
of-
dahlia as well.
Yes.
Okay.
But there's several different kinds of dahlias. It's so crazy how many different ones there are. All right, and this is hydrangea. This-
Hydrangea is my favorite.
I know.
Love
This one's
hydrangeas.
called limelight. I like it because even if it dries out, it just stays like this. It's
cool.
really great for like if you wanted to do dried wreaths or.
It's always in the limelight.
That's right.
No matter what. No matter how dry
Alright.
and old it gets.
I'm gonna cut these down
Okay.
just a little bit. And take off the greenery. We like a little, but not a ton.
Yeah. And we already have a lot of greenery in here. I love this big leaf greenery.
Yeah.
It feels
So I'm gonna stick this other one over here. And then I'm gonna stick this one.
I'm really impressed with the way that frog works because it does hold them in place and
Yeah, and like you just basically, it makes anybody like a really
Yeah.
good designer. like
florist, yeah.
seriously.
We like
Shall
good.
we? We
Seriously.
do. Even us, we're pros. Do it yourself
So
pros.
let's do the lily.
oh yeah, let's
All right. This is the
Oh,
the
this is the
smell.
star of the show.
yeah.
Hence why it's called the stargazer.
Yes.
Oh, stargazer.
All
It's
right.
definitely the star of the show.
We're gonna just
And you
pop
grew
it
that
right-
in your garden.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
impressive.
You just plant the bulbs and up they come. And they actually get bigger and bigger and nicer each year that they come back.
So
So,
this is so pretty. It's just like the star of the show. I mean, it just
Yeah.
brings everything. This is beautiful.
thanks. And
Little
then
greenery.
this I actually grew too. This is the baby uke. You usually get it at the the
Oh, it
stores.
smells good.
Yeah. But it's been already preserved and stuff, so it's
Right.
like
Oh, I love
extra
it.
not as pretty. So the greenery you're just gonna kind of set in there. It doesn't, because you've already anchored the big ones, so this you can just kind of just pop it in and fill in with them.
So you don't even want to put it in a little spot. You just want to fill in between.
Yeah. Oops. That one would help if I actually got it in the vase. That happens to the best of us.
Even when you have the frog.
Yes. So.
How do you come up with these ideas, Carrie, really? I'm always like, I'll just text her and go, okay, this is the date you're on the show. Come up with 3 great segments. And you always come up with something different. That's amazing to me that you're creative, artistic.
Well, I don't know. It's like I always panic until like the day of, and then I just boop, it just pops in my
comes to your
head,
head.
and
Now,
here
when
we
you
are.
saw these in the garden, did you think automatically all that would go together, or did you just kind of think about it as you were going and picking them? And
Yeah, I just kind of picked it and figured because it's a garden look,
Yeah.
like so much of it
think it's
all
gorgeous.
goes together. So I think with garden arrangements, you're a little more freer
Yeah.
and looser because it's very
And that's a good way to
freestyle.
start if you don't have an idea of putting colors and stuff together. I think it's a
Yes.
good way to kind of
Yep.
practice it
I
or
agree.
create the look. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is great for we're all having our summer parties, our little
Yeah.
garden
Yep.
parties, and this
Yep.
is the
Gorgeous.
most gorgeous arrangement. I mean,
I love
it's
it.
just so inviting and so refreshing, and it smells so good.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. That's what I'm loving.
Between the eucalyptus, the lily, and there's other stuff you could have thrown in there. Like I have lots of rosemary and stuff like that. And
love it.
don't be afraid of the greenery. A lot of times people overlook greenery thinking, oh, it's got to be flower, flower, flower. But I grow a lot of greenery that has like color.
Right.
So like your coleuses and stuff like that.
That's
are really
what I like
great.
is the different shades of the green too, because it just kind of brings it all together.
Right.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
stopping
you.
by.
Yeah.
And we want to just have you, we have our great channel on YouTube, YOUTube, TUBE. Say that on one word. And so we are going to do segments constantly. We want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, we appreciate you always sending your emails in about the Flower Diva and how much you love her segments. Bryce, it's our favorite. I think it's one of
It
my
is. It's-
favorites
yeah.
to interact. She's so amazing. And she's so creative. So, and the great thing also about looking at it, even on our website, Deborah Kennedy Show, is that you can watch this over and over and over. And you can discover how to do it yourself, because that's why
Yeah.
you're so amazing. Is it is do it yourself at home,
Yes.
and that's why we love to bring these segments to you. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you
Thank
always
you.
for stopping by.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you
Yes.
always for the host, Bryce Carey. And we're excited that you've tuned in tonight, and we hope that you've enjoyed what we're going to
Yes.
call it the Garden Magic.
That's right.
To view this entire episode or to view other past episodes, please visit our podcast site at DeborahKennedyShow.com. You can view the complete episodes right on the website or subscribe to the show via iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. Thanks for watching.
If you are in the fashion, art, or entertainment industry and you would like to be a guest on the Deborah Kennedy Show, go to www.deborahkennedyshow.com and you can be a guest just like me.
When you look around, see the tears falling